Hello fellas, Rusty coming at you. We're taking a look at this one. We're going to start out looking at this in the sunlight, and then we'll take it over to the shade. But I want to show you the bone on this, and let's go find out what it is. I got a bunch of Easter eggs in this video, so stay tuned. And here we are. We're set up here on the back of my tailgate, taking a look at what's called a Remington bullet knife. And this bullet knife is a silver bullet knife. And you'll see that right here. It says sterling, as in sterling silver. Now, we do have the original Remington tank stamp. Well, I don't know if we want to call it original. So Remington made knives from, let me take a peek, 1920 to 1940, I want to say, and thereabouts. And in 1982, they contracted Camillus to make knives. So Camillus started making knives, and they made a lot of knives, including the jumbo trappers. They made stuff like this. This is a Remington Camillus made Stockman. They made a lot of them in Delrin. They made some of them in bone. And check out my other bullet knives in this series, and you'll see what the bone. And then they made some in this silver bullet, which are going to be the bone. And the bone is usually dyed brown. And mine got a interesting dye, and it's coming across a bit purplish. Take a peek at that. We got a lined bolster, and then it's what I would call a swell end jack. So we'll get into that. And then, by the way, this has the nickname Old Reliable, and its model number R-103. It has a spear point blade with a long pull, and I'm enjoying these. I think these are excellent, very good built knives. Half stop, nice snap, and then we have a pen blade. I always forget what to call those. And Remington used Camillus till about 04 or 2007, 2004, 2007. They switched to Baronson, and people say the Baronson tank stamps aren't as good. This was made in 1999, so it's towards the end of the Camillus builds. And then somewhere they made him with buck, about 2012 to 2015, 2016. And any Remington knives you're getting today, the last run have been with GEC. They did the jumbo trapper called the Prospector, the one that got away. They did Granddaddy Barlow, I believe, all by GEC. So we're going to get some comparison knives out, but I'm going to take a break because the wind's coming up. Well, I'll be Jesus. Take a look at who decided to join us. All right, where were we? So we were going to do some comparisons here. So this is a Swell and jackknife. Isn't that swell? And I got a lot of comparisons for you guys. I got a little thing going on called, you don't see that one every day. This is a Winchester. This Winchester would have been built prior to 1940. So we're going to call it an old timer. And yeah, we got Winchester, we got Remingtons. These Remingtons are supposedly also built off of some of the patterns from back in the day. Now you can see the Winchester's a lot slimmer. And so we're just talking maybe, I don't know, I don't have a Remington swell end jackknife from before the 40s. But just getting a little comparison of an original Winchester from the same era, circa. And that's what we take a peek at here. Okay, and we'll move on here, but just so we can see, 1999, I don't know, possibly 29, 1939, who knows what we're looking at. I will bring out a knife that could be very close to early Remingtons, and that's my pal Cutlery. And that would be because, as I was saying, that would be because pal, this one would have been built before 53. That's when they went out of business. Bought Remington equipment and parts and made knives. So this very likely was made on the Remington equipment, while this was made on the Camillus. It's contracted by Remington. Remington went to Camillus and said, hey, how about you make us some knives? So it's almost like Sammy Hagar joining Van Halen. You know, are you guys listening because it's Sammy, or are you listening because it's Van Halen? Well, are you buying both Camillus and or Remington? Are you buying the knife because it's a Remington, which, by the way, we haven't taken a peek at the blade, or are you buying it because it's Camillus made? Really enjoy my Camillus blades. Very nice on there. So that's a peek at what we got going here. Again, this is not a Remington, but it's might be darn close. It's out of that kind of close to the same era. For fun, I'm gonna throw in Delrin to Bone for a comparison, because you can get these in the Delrin. These are going to run you probably $70 to $125. I don't want to tell you what I paid for this. It was just around the $100 range. I got one more knife just for poops and giggles. Little Easter egg, definitely one we're calling. You don't see that every day. And this would be a Winchester reproduction. And when Winchester did their reproduction, starting in 87, if I didn't say so, Camillus did this in 82. Winchester went to Bluegrass Cutlery, and Bluegrass Cutlery went to Queen. And at that time, Queen, well, you got to just go and check out the story, but Queen, master cutler, was Bill Howard. And he went on to found, and is still at, GEC. And the bone here is what you might call Old Rogers bone and or Utica bone, and that it happens to have been dyed and cut somewhere between 1910 and 1930. So we'll take a peek at that, and you guys can take. And by the way, I have two of these serpentine teardrop jacks, and this one is the worst one. It's the worst condition, and it's in great shape. It's a great knife, but this bone is a little mushy there. The shields on these are pinned. You need to check out my videos when they release those. And I think we've gone on long enough. So thanks for joining me, guys. Bye now.